Hey man, you feeling alright? Don't you got some things to do? Come on, man. You've got that sun exposure challenge to do. It'll make you feel better. Get outside, get some sun, get some steps. Oh, I don't want to walk. Bro, that's just the depression talking.
No! Stay inside. Relax. No one cares what you do. No one's going to watch this crap anyway. Just sit there and keep wasting your life.
Shut your mouth. Yeah. Depression is the thief of life. One of the adversary's most sinister and malicious generals. Backed up and normalized by the society that we live in. In some sick and twisted way, it's become the disease that is not only largely accepted, but has become generally expected. It steals away our vision, our ability to see the good and to appreciate the little victories which fortify us. Yet when we tell someone we are depressed, they shrug it off. Who isn't, they say. Let me tell you how bad my life is. The disease that is expected, as though it's just a part of the human condition. And we should just deal with it. It seeks to build a wall out of all the little negative moments that haunt our days. And if we allow it, it will build many walls. At first, these walls make us feel safe. Much like the adversary, depression strives to sow deception within ourselves. While the adversary needs us weak, depression seeks to make us weak. Weaker and weaker. When something or someone hurts us, offends us, or makes us feel self-conscious, depression swoops in, all bold and confident. I know how to fix that. Here, let's build a little wall right here. And then the adversary whispers, you know what will make you feel better? You should treat yourself. The wall goes up, the lights dim a little more, and we bury ourselves in our distractions, our vices, or our comforts. When something doesn't go the way we want it, a business deal falls through, the person we're interested in rejects us, we fail to maintain that new healthy practice we're so proud of. Depression comes galloping in on its noble steed. Hey you, having a bit of trouble there? I know how to fix that. Let's build a little wall right here. And then the adversary whispers, food won't fall through. It'll always taste good. Cake won't reject you. That healthy practice was just too hard. The wall goes up. The light dims more and more. Now we're in the depression spiral, the vicious cycle the adversary set out to lock in place. It has weaponized our own trying. We set a goal, often too big for one just setting out on their journey. We don't say, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. We say, I have to lose 100 pounds. We don't say, I'm going to seek help and start rehab. We say, I'm going to quit cold turkey, and it's all or nothing. This is the adversary and depression weaponizing our own good intentions against us. They know that it is a lot of small victories that will add up to a big win. Each little victory bolstering our confidence, tearing down our walls, convincing us that we are capable of anything. They can't let our confidence build. They have to destroy it. And we're none the wiser to this particular tactic until it's too late. You see, our lofty goals, the ones that are destined not so much to fail, but to provide such a level of difficulty that any little mishap feels like utter failure to us. That allows depression to build wall after wall after wall. The light fades until we find ourselves immersed in complete and total darkness. Although we are not alone. Depression's general acceptance and the fact that it is expected is its greatest weakness. Nothing becomes so well known unless it is prevalent. We are not alone. We are united. There is help to be had. There is no shame in seeking help. The adversary needs us to believe there is, and depression wants us to not see it. But there isn't. Depression is a serious medical illness that robs us of our life. It is the source of all of our controllable issues. The first battle of the war against the adversary is won when we come to understand that everything isn't horrible. Life isn't all bad. There is good and bad, and we have control. Sure, there will be things we can't control, but we can always control how we react to those things. In the darkest hour, the brightest star may shine the least, but it does still shine. I have no shame in it. I've gone to therapy, and I won't lie, it felt very silly at first. Please don't be afraid to seek out help. Don't be afraid to turn to your friends and family. Don't be afraid to try home remedies. Don't be afraid to use affirmations. Don't be afraid to try something that may help because it seems silly or because people may judge you. It does not mean we are weak. Quite the contrary. It means we are warriors. It is just one of many weapons at our disposal to wage our war against our adversary. Now, since my first video, a lot of people have asked me, what's next, Brandon? What are you doing? What's your plan? How are you going to lose this weight? How are you going to wage this war? Well, the first thing I'm doing is starting small. I'm not trying to make any huge life changes because those are those lofty goals that I mentioned earlier. It's the small victories that matter. So, here's what I'm doing. About, 7 days ago, I gave myself a challenge. A small goal, nothing major, seeking those small victories. I call it the 30-day sun exposure challenge. That's just 5 to 15 minutes of sun exposure every day for 30 days. Why? Vitamin D. The most effective way to get vitamin D is through sun exposure. And there are so many things that vitamin D is useful for, particularly since in the modern world, we don't really get enough of it. Most people are deficient in vitamin D. Now, let me just throw off a little list here of all of the things vitamin D does for us. It is directly linked to mood, bone health, inflammation protection, lowering blood pressure, improving brain function, reducing the risk of type 2 diabetes, boosting your overall immunity, improving your sleep and your sleep quality, the prevention of some cancers, and most importantly for our cause, it can greatly reduce the effects and in some cases, not all, but in some cases, depending on the type you have, can cure depression. Now, for the big reveal. 1 week ago, I declared war on the adversary. A week later, how goes that war effort? Well, I gained 4 pounds. Is that a loss? Yes. Has the war been lost? Fuck no. Not all wars go well from the start. I'd argue that they never go well, but that's a rant for another day. The first major battle was lost, but there were many skirmishes that were won. As I mentioned, I've challenged myself to get 15 minutes of sun exposure every day for the next 30 days. I've not missed a day yet. In the past 7 days, I've taken a 15-minute walk out in the best sun I can find. I've also challenged myself to drink a gallon of water a day for the next 30 days. I've not missed a day yet. And lastly, this video, in and of itself, is a victory. A big victory. The fact that I came back. The fact that I'm still going. The fact that I'm still sharing my experience. And the fact that I'm honest about it is a major victory. When I stepped on that scale today and saw my weight go up, my first instinct was to go quit. To give up. Or at the very least, to not share it. My mind raced. They'll know I've failed. They won't take me seriously. They'll laugh at my silly attempt to be a better person. But no. Some may. But the people I'm speaking to, the ones I want to hear me, need to know that failure is a part of life. It is impossible to succeed without failure, because those who have never failed have never truly tried. So stand up and fail. And fail, and fail, and fail until you succeed. Well, that's all for this episode. I'll be back next week with episode 3. Not sure what it's about yet, but I'm sure it'll come to me. In the meantime, I'm going to start trying to post a daily off-the-cuff video where I cover the details and the daily ups and downs of my life. So if you're interested in going on this journey with me, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It's a little selfish of me, but having people watching, having people following along, having people ready to judge my every failure and cheer my every success is an odd form of accountability. Now, go forth and be good humans.